Next set has a lot of information in it, which makes this a little difficult. But the manner in which you represent your data might make this more manageable. So you have a journal. It plans to publish 18 research papers. Before that, we can also go through the questions. What is the correct sequence of numbers of papers? How many papers by Indian authors? Which of the following statements? So we're not sure, but there is no if else over here. So it looks like we will be able to complete the full set, but can't be completely sure also. So a journal plans to publish 18 research papers by 8 authors, 18 papers by 8 authors, A to H, in 4 issues of the journal scheduled in January, April, July, October. 18 papers, 8 authors, 4 months. So you have people who are issuing articles in journals, research papers. Each of the papers was written by exactly one author. 5 papers were scheduled in the first 2 issues. 4 were scheduled in each of the last 2 issues. So it's 5, 5, 4, 4. 5, 5, 4, 4. We'll write all of this very neatly. Okay? I mean, that's not neat. So, although neat is an adjective that you all use for something else, every author wrote at least 1 paper and at most 3 papers. Okay? At this point, what we'll do is that let's start representing our data. And obviously you would have read the set first completely, and I would have read it also before deciding कि मुझे कैसे इसको represent करना है. So I'm going to remove all the questions, put all of this in, and mirror all of my data over here. ठीक है? So 18 papers by 8 authors in 4 issues. January, April, July, October. January, April 5, 5, July, October 4, 4. 5 papers were scheduled in the first 2 issues, 4 were scheduled in each of the last 2 issues. Every author wrote at least 1 paper and at most 3 papers. So in this whole line of authors, minimum 1, maximum 3 papers. Total papers written by ADGH, these 4 guys. ADGH was double of the other 4. So this value is double of these 4 values. Double of means 2:1. So you have to divide 18 in the ratio 2:1, 12 either, 6 either. So these 4 people wrote 6 papers. These 4 people wrote a total of 12 papers. And in these 12 papers, minimum is 1, maximum is 3. So how do you get 12 as the sum of 4 values? 3, 3, 3, 3. There's no other possibility. This value is double of this value. 2:1 में 18 को divide किया. 12 is the sum of 4 values. They have to be 3. They have to be 3. 4 of the authors were from India. 2 each were from Japan and China. So now I'm making a separate table where I have India, Japan and China. 4 authors are from India, 2 are from Japan, 2 are from China. Each author belonged to exactly one of the 3 areas: manufacturing, automation, logistics. So this is a lot of information coming through, and if you do not organize it properly, then you are doomed. 4 of the authors were from logistics 4, and 2 were from automation, so बाकी के 2 manufacturing में चले गए. As per journal policy, very important, none of the authors could have written more than 1 research paper, every author 1 paper, in any issue of the journal. So let me make there you go. This is enough. Now let's start. F, an Indian author from logistics, wrote only one paper. Should we make it a little more neat? Yeah, I need another line here. One more line. So F is an Indian author from logistics. Indian author from logistics. Wrote only one paper. It was scheduled in October. So F wrote his paper in October, not in some other month. Okay? Oh, sorry. Yes, he says that he wrote only one paper. So F is 1. F wrote only one paper in October. Baki values are gone. First point is done. A was from automation and not in did not have an issue, a paper in October issue. So A is from automation, not in October. So if A is not publishing a paper in October and A is publishing 3 papers, that has to be in the other 3 months. That has to be in the other 3 months. A is done. A ka we don't know the which country he's from. None of the Indian authors were from manufacturing. So Indian authors manufacturing में नहीं थे. None of the Japanese or Chinese authors were in automation. Automation में Japanese and Chinese तो नहीं थे. Automation में Japanese and Chinese नहीं थे. So these two people will be coming over here. तो A इधर आ जाएगा. So A is also Indian. समझ में आ रहा है? Very straightforward, smooth, आराम से चल रहा है. Next, A and H were from different countries, but they had their papers scheduled in exactly the same issues. A and H are from different countries. So H is not from India, Japan, China आ जाएगा. H also has 3 papers. They had their papers scheduled in exactly the same issues. So A and H exactly same issues. Okay, so H complete हो गया. But this part is pending. Sorry, different countries is pending. So I'm going to circle this to come back to it. Next, C and E, both Chinese authors. C and E are Chinese authors from different areas. So if C and E are the Chinese authors from different areas, तो एक इधर आ जाएगा, दूसरा इधर आ जाएगा. एक इधर, दूसरा इधर. One person here, one person here. So manufacturing has 2 people. One person here. Manufacturing has 1 person here. समझ में आ रहा है? China has 1 person here, 1 person here. Manufacturing has 2 people. Sum of this row is 2. 1 person here, 1 person here. Japan has 2 people. 1 person here, 1 person here. ठीक है? And logistics has 4 people. 1 person here, 1 person here, and therefore 2 persons over here. And India has 4 people, 2 here and 2 here. ठीक है? I mean, I'm finding it straightforward at this point because the representation is too good. ठीक है? So H जो आएगा, A and H were from different countries. H जापान आने वाला है because चाइना में जगह नहीं है. कहाँ आएगा पता नहीं. C and D, both Chinese, are from different areas, had the same number of papers scheduled. C and E had the same number of papers scheduled. तो ये 1 भी हो सकता है. So ये 3 हो जाएगा. And ये 2 भी हो सकता है. तो ये 1 हो जाएगा. So right now I don't know. So I will circle this. ठीक है? Or do I? Yeah, I don't know. C and E had the same number of papers. Okay, now there you go. Further, E had papers scheduled in consecutive issues, but C did not. So E had papers in consecutive issues means one से ज़्यादा था. E had papers in consecutive issues means one तो नहीं हो सकता and three हो नहीं सकता because 3 plus 3 6 plus 1 7 हो जाएगा. So therefore यहाँ पे 2 आ जाएगा. ठीक है. So 2 4 plus 1 5 and B यहाँ पे 6 हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Now C and E have two papers. E had papers in consecutive issues, but C did not. So if you put E over here in consecutive issues, but C did not, तो C तो कहीं भी आ सकता है अभी. Okay, yeah, we don't know. So we'll have to circle this. We're not sure right now that C and E का marking कैसे होगा. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ेंगे. B is from logistics, had a paper in April. B का paper is in April. B is from logistics. So when B is from logistics, अब वो कहाँ आएगा? Currently we don't know. B and G are from same country. If B and G are from same country, they could be Japan also. They could be India also. None of their papers were scheduled in the same issue. B and G, none of their papers were scheduled in the same issue. That means that यहाँ पर G नहीं आने वाला, बाकी सारों में आ जाएगा because G has 3 papers. G has 3 papers. But B and G belong to the same country. Okay, पता नहीं. We'll have to circle this out again. B and G का पता ही नहीं हमें. Same country, which country? Japan भी हो सकता है. Okay, fine. पता चल जाएगा अभी. D, a Japanese author from manufacturing. D, Japanese from manufacturing. Did not have a paper in July. D is not in July means बाकियों में आ जाएगा. D बाकियों में आ जाएगा. ठीक है. And C and H belonged to different areas. Interesting. C and H belonged to different areas. H से related what was the information? ये रहा H वाला information over here. Color change करते हैं अब. A and H were from different countries. A is from India. H has to be from Japan. Because China हो नहीं सकता. So this information is gone. H has to be from Japan. C and H belonged to different areas. Areas matlab if H is from logistics, then C is not from logistics. तो C इधर आ जाएगा. C is from manufacturing, E is from logistics. So you get E over here, C over here. And of course you also have F over here. So one person is remaining. You have now used 8th point also, 9th point also. And we'll go back to the information that is pending. B and G belong to the same country. B and G belong to the same country. That will have to be India. Will have to be India? Of course. So B and G belong to the same country. But कौन से एरिया में है वो करंटली हमें नहीं पता. That we'll find out. B and G belong to the same country. यहाँ के दो लोग हो गए D and H. And the last point is this particular circle. So this is also done. 7th point is done. B and G belong to the same country. That is India. Last, CE, both Chinese authors from different areas had the same number of papers scheduled. Further, E had papers in consecutive areas and C did not. यहाँ पे अब आप आ जाओ. C and E had papers in consecutive areas. So if you put E over here, for example, then C यहाँ आ जाएगा and consecutive हो जाएगा. Let me also point out over here. There is in January 5 ticks, 4 ticks are done, one more remaining. April May 5 ticks, 4 are done, one remaining. July 3 ticks done out of 4, one remaining. October 3 ticks done out of 4, one remaining. Okay. So in each of these, one tick is remaining. In each of these, one tick is remaining. Okay. So now it says that E had papers in consecutive slots. So if E is consecutive, but C did not. If E is consecutive, C also becomes consecutive. This is not possible. If you put E over here, then C comes over here. This is also not possible. C will become consecutive. So the only possibility is E is in consecutive papers, C is not. This is the only possible way in which you can mark. And this completes your total arrangement. You now know which author published how many articles in which issue, belongs to which country, and is from which area. And that is the set. So now what we'll do is we'll take this full chunk and put it together with the questions on another slide. Now let's mark the answers. What is the correct sequence of the number of papers written by B, C, E, G? B1, C2, E2, G3. 1, 2, 2, 3. C part is the right answer for question number 15. How many papers were written by Indian authors? Who are the Indian authors? FABG. FABG. इन लोगों ने कितने authors articles लिखे? F1, A3, B1, G3. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 is the right answer for question number 16. 17. Which of the following statements must be true? Every issue had at least one paper by authors from each country. Every paper has somebody from each country. January में इंडिया का है कोई? FABG में से? Yes, A है, A है, A है. October में G है. So Indian author is there. Japanese, D and H है क्या हर एक issue में? D is there, D is there. July में H is there. October में D is there. Japanese is also there. Chinese, C and E हैं क्या हर एक issue में? January, C is there. October, C is there. April and July, E is there. So statement number A is true. Statement A is true. Next, every issue had at most 2 papers by authors from each area. Every issue had at most 2 papers by authors from each area. So manufacturing, DC, at most 2, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 2. D also is there, C is also there. 2. I have to, there is something missing over here. कुछ छूट गया यहाँ पे. B and G का allocation छूट गया. B over here, G over here. B and G का allocation छूट गया. I have to be careful. Every issue had at most 2 papers by authors from each area. Authors from each area. So manufacturing, D and C. So January has from manufacturing. April has D and C. का एक, जुलाई हैज़ डी एंड सी का नथिंग, अक्टूबर हैज़ डी एंड सी के दोनों. ओके, सो एटमोस्ट 2 में या लेट्स कंप्लीट दिस ऑल्सो. ए के साथ जी, बी, ई, एफ एंड एच. सो हु कैन वायोलेट दिस एटमोस्ट 2 वाला स्टेटमेंट? ओनली पीपल फ्रॉम लॉजिस्टिक्स कैन वायोलेट दिस. दैट एवरी इशू हैड एटमोस्ट 2. यहाँ पे तो है ही दो लोग, हैं ही दो लोग, तो एटमोस्ट 2 it cannot be violated. So we need to check only for logistics people. B, E, F, H, January. B no, E no, F no, H yes. That's one. Whereas it is saying at most 2. B yes, E yes, H yes. तीन लोग हो गए. April issue has 3 people from logistics, whereas this statement said at most 2. So this statement is false. True ye false. Answer is only statement A is true. Only statement A is true. Which of the following statements is false? Question number 18. There was exactly one paper by an author from logistics in October. October logistics. B, F, H में से कोई एक है क्या? B no, E no, F yes, H no. This is a true statement. There was exactly one paper. Exactly one paper by an author from manufacturing in April. D and C में से manufacturing in April. D yes, C no. Yes, there was exactly one paper. True. Exactly 2 papers manufacturing July. D and C. July. D and C. Exactly 2 papers नहीं थे. This is a false statement. C part is the right answer. For good measure, let's also take D part. Exactly 2 authors from manufacturing January. D and C January. D and C exactly 2 papers. So this is a true statement. 19th. Which of the following statements is false? Every issue had exactly one paper by a Chinese author. Chinese author is CE. Exactly one paper. CE में से एक, CE में से एक, CE में से एक, CE में से एक. This is true. Every issue had at least one paper from automation. Automation means A and G. Every issue में A and G में से कोई एक तो है. Yes, 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 yes. This is also true. Every issue had exactly 2 papers from logistics. B, E, F, H. हर एक इशू में B, E, F, H में से दो लोग हैं. B, E, F, H एक ही आया. So this is a false statement. C part is the right answer. Every issue had exactly 2 papers by Indian authors. F, A, B, G. F, no, A, yes, B, no, G, yes. So ये आपके दो हो गए. F, no, A, yes, B, yes, G, no. ये दो पेपर हो गए. F, no, A, yes, B, no, G, yes. ये दो पेपर हो गए. F, yes, A, no, B, no, G, yes. दो पेपर हो गए. This is a true statement. ठीक है. So our answer is correct. C part. Which of the following is the correct sequence of number of papers by authors from automation, manufacturing and logistics? So automation A and G के papers 3 plus 3 6. So आपके C option is not correct. Manufacturing D and C के 3 और 2 5. 6 के बाद 5 आना चाहिए. A part is the right answer for question number 20. And that is the end of the set.